Hello, viewers. Welcome back. In continuation with my earlier segment, uh, this segment will have some additional interview questions that every interviewee should be aware of and should prepare beforehand before facing the interview. So let's go ahead and start discussing those questions. The interviewer will start with asking, not literally start, but the questions they might ask are, what are your greatest strengths? This is a very tricky question because you always make up your mind and try to talk about something that the interviewer wants to hear. But make sure, be authentic. Don't make up strengths that you think that your employer wants to hear. Relate your strengths with a story about a work experience, a technical experience, and make sure that the strengths you share are aligned to the role you want. Then comes the following question, in which you might be asked, what are your greatest weaknesses? So, these are not very technical questions, but it is impressive if you uh, support them with some technical experiences or technical stories from your past. What are your greatest weaknesses? Employers are looking for self awareness and personal accountability. So it is absolutely appreciated that you are honest, and it is no problem to tell something that you don't know or you are not good at. So you can share what you are doing to actively improve on these weaknesses and not just ignoring them. One very important question the interviewer definitely asks every interviewee is, why should we hire you? Make sure that you have 3 to 4 best reasons you have got to start with. So, what could be those reasons? Cite results, cite credentials, and cite other people's praise so you don't seem very self absorbed. So, support it with these um, background. Make sure to be concise and invite a follow-up questions at the end, because always remember, many the interviewers never prepare for asking you, so a lot of questions arise from the answers that you give to their questions. So the following question would be, why do you want to work here? Why do you want to work with our organization? So this is all about them. Make sure that you prepare this answer really well, in which you have gone through their website and you know what they are. So the first and foremost thing is, make it about them, period. Show that you have done your homework, show that you have done your research, and use this reply as a key opportunity to outshine the competition. Speak from your heart. You are here to sell yourself, but don't show that you're selling yourself. And that you can do by enlisting the transferable skill sets that you are going to offer the role in which they are going to hire you for. And that's how you're going to outshine the competition. Another question that could be asked is, why do you want to leave your current role? See, everybody wants to leave the current role for growth, or if you are disgruntled from your present employer, and if you are facing some kind of negative environment and harassment at your current employer. But make sure Don't talk negatively about your past roles or a former boss or bosses or employers. Don't want to work with people who complain. Employers are very particular. They want to see your positivity, they want to see your optimism. So don't already start spreading negativity by talking negative about the present role. Be grateful to your present role. Tell them that you are grateful and you have had incredible experience from working with this company, and you have learned so many things which has helped improve your skill sets. Be gracious when things haven't worked out in the past, and share some of the ways you are working on improving. Tell them that these are the transferable skill sets which fit into the current role you are being interviewed for, and it's the time where you need to climb up the food chain. Then they might ask, tell us about something you have accomplished that you are proud of. This is a very perfect question. Don't be very wordy about describing them. Be very specific and describe the problem that existed and the action you took. You can also show how proactive you are and you initiated to solve the problem. This will show that you're proactive, this will show that you are responsible, this will show you're keen. And also, if you have done something out of the box to solve the problem, it will also show how creative and innovative you are. So explain them, these are the outcomes and that's why you are proud of. So these outcomes should have impacted the organization or your current employer positively. In technical terms, if you have published a paper or if you have given a process which has turned out to be a intellectual property or a patent for the company, or if you have generated revenue because of solving these problems, or you have saved uh, some money or expenses which is going to largely impact the company positively. So these are the things you should be proud of. Next, not always, but a lot of people do ask, where do you want to see yourself in 5 years? Don't be too ambitious, don't be over ambitious and try to be unrealistic. Make sure that you break down the answer in 2 to 3 years chunks and focus on what you can give rather than what you can get in these 5 years. So don't bring up a specific job title that you want to move from an assistant manager to a manager position and then to a executive position. No, it should only be related to how you take your goals one thing at a time and how you step up that goal lines. So make it specific to this particular company and the position. So another thing they might ask you is, tell me about a time when you surpassed people's expectations. So there are a lot of times when you're a working in an environment where there are different personalities, where are different genders, different ethnicities, and there are people in which there will be a set of people who believe in you and a set of people who do not believe in you or think you are not worthy enough to do some task. You make sure to describe a situation where you thought you weren't going to be successful, or there were doubts about you had your own doubts, and talk about what you did to compensate for a bad situation and talk about the outcomes for your successful efforts. Following question could be, tell me about a time when you had to learn something quickly. This is an important question when you are working with a very big company and when you're working with different teams working on different projects, in which you will have to a lot of times depend on people doing things for you, but there will be times when people are absent and you have to go ahead and do it yourself. So In that, you pick up a very vivid example, a very clear example, and show why it was challenging for you. Show that you were not uh, specialized in it, or you had never worked on it, but you had to deliver that in time. So break down your learning and mastery into 3 to 4 very clear and distinct steps, starting from: firstly, I defined that this was the need of an hour. Secondly, I went ahead to find out what needs to be done to get that training as soon as possible. So share a very tangible result and speak about it with pride. So these are very important questions that every interviewee faces and should be, I again and again say, should be prepared for these questions. Make sure, do not take any interview lightly. Make sure that you are well aware of the work you are doing in your present company, because that is how it is going to show your awareness and your to uh, urge towards success. So prepare all these questions thoroughly well. And the most important question should, so the interviews these days are two ways, where the interviewers ask you questions, a set of questions. Make sure you do not interrupt the interviewers when they are asking any questions. Make sure there is no loud noise around you, there are no people around you which will interrupt the interviewer from asking the questions, and you do not understand their question and you end up answering something redundant. So keep these things in mind. And now, when I said that these are two directional interviews, in which if you might have a lot of questions that you come to your mind when you are responding to the interviewer's questions, do not interrupt by asking them any question during their process of questioning you. They will give you a right time slot in which you are supposed to answer a question. Sorry, you are supposed to have your set of questions for them. So, the very important question they are going to ask you is: do you have any questions for me or for us? Make sure that you come prepared with 3 to 5 thoughtful questions. I usually keep it at 3 because you are going to have a lot of questions, but I don't want to keep the person hanging because not all questions make sense. So I try to derive these questions by going on the website, on the company's website, and trying to understand their products, the projects those are ongoing, and um, all the information about the revenue that's being generated under the division or the department you are department for the role you are being interviewed for. So be prepared to ask 3 to 4 very thoughtful questions. Ask questions that will show that you are engaged, you're intelligent, and you're interested. That will also impress the interviewers because they will know that you are self aware and you are good enough to do your homework before you face anything. Another important thing, remember these are technical interviews, so avoid no brainer questions, non technical questions. Don't talk about questions related to salary or benefits. Keep it totally and totally technical. So, these are the questions which I came up with to share my point of view and my tips to you all. And I hope these might help you in framing your questions and preparing for your upcoming job interviews. But I'm also going to go ahead and request you guys to comment some more questions that you might have in mind into the comment section under the video, and I will make sure to answer your questions and try to help you in that way. So remember guys, you all are awesome, you all are good at what you do. Just make sure, know your worth, Do not oversell yourself, and also make sure that be honest. It is okay to not know things, and own up to saying that you do not know something, but you are very willing to know things and you are very open to take new challenges. Do not give any cliched answers that you are trying to change the job for growth, or this is not a very good position that I'm working with, or I need some financial uh, uh, you want to up your game in financial aspects and things like that. Do not answer such questions. That is only going to turn off the interviewers. And make sure there is a job for you. Everybody deserves a job, and there is a job that is going that uh, suits your skill sets, suits your experience, and suits your education. So just be patient. Do not take any position or any interview lightly. Every position is going to have its own flavor of responsibilities or roles or expectations that you need to set when you are interviewing for that particular role. So go ahead and study everything deeply and answer your questions accordingly. I hope this video is going to be helpful for you all. uh, when you're trying to prepare for your interviews, keep in mind that I am here to help you if you have any questions. I also have many experienced friends who can also help you when you have something related to a specific field. And I am trying to do my part by doing these informative and informational and educational videos so that it will help you in any of your future endeavors. So thank you very much again for watching my videos, and please let me know if you have any more questions regarding the upcoming interviews, and I wish you all the best to all the job seekers. Thank you very much, and please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. See you soon. Bye.